back to What the Tech with your favorite host, of course, Pretty and Zaza. Here with us today, we have two very beautiful people, very interesting people, very intellectual people, very, anything that you guys are thinking of, they are that it. So yeah, I just let them introduce themselves and then, tell us like a fun fact about them and, something interesting, man, just to start the day. Yeah.
Are those people in the room with us? Or kidding. Hi everyone, my name is Keren. I'm a Wits computer science graduate and I'm a current software engineer at Intellect. And something cool about me is that I really enjoy singing and I sing at church. I'm also a huge foodie, so that's a good way to bribe me.
We love food over here.
We love food.
So, hi, I'm Mishalia. I'm also a Wits graduate. I work at BoxFusion. Fun fact about me is I really love animating, drawing, stuff like that, and movies, lots of movies, and Star Wars too.
Nice.
What did you do at Wits? What did you study?
Oh, I studied digital arts.
Digital arts.
Yeah, that's where the animation comes in.
Love it.
Cool.
Love it. So we're just gonna start like with a quick, how did you guys get into tech? What drew you into tech? Because especially when we're talking about like women and stuff like that, it's not really what do they call it? Like a female strong, I don't know, something like that.
Industry.
Yes, yeah. It's not really female led, right? At the current moment. So what drew you guys into tech?
So I always hate this question because I can never be someone that answers, yeah, like I just came out of the womb coding and just something that I've always loved because it really hasn't. And, choosing computer science at Wits was pretty much a, on the womb decision.
Yeah.
And in my first year, I hated it. And I felt like I couldn't do anything and I couldn't code. And I don't know if you guys remember IEP.
What a mess.
That was the bane of my existence.
I was traumatized.
Like traumatized me.
Yeah, and then it was actually at the Wits Developer Society that I became a part of the social media team because I like taking pictures and doing cool stuff like that. And then I guess just being surrounded by people who are so passionate about it just kind of rubbed off on me. And I found myself going to these hackathons and actually being interested in coding. And it's not really just about that, it's about problem solving. And I think that's really what made me tick.
What do you think? What module do you think actually piqued your interest and made you love it more?
Piqued my interest. Can I give you a recent one?
Yeah.
So in third year, we had a software development project, luckily.
SD.
Yeah. So I think that was really cool. And especially, the lecturer coming from the actual corporate working world and teaching us. I think that's what piqued it for me because it felt so real.
Yeah. So basically, it doesn't have to be very early in your university career for you to get
fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Get the bug.
How about you, Mish?
It was also really late on because I'd studied digital arts, so a 4-year degree. So only in my third year had I even taken a web development course.
Yeah.
That was just front end. Then I found the Wits computer science side, started joining those clubs. And then I was like, actually, this stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I definitely felt very behind because I wasn't learning it in my courses.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think attending those nice talks that you guys had arranged and stuff it definitely helped. And then it opened the space to do career fairs, talk to companies. Okay, what do you guys look for?
Yeah.
What can I do? And so, it was definitely a very late start. But and then falling in love with it is what she said. Problem solving, designing systems and it's things that you can work on, things that you can do. Kind of also sometimes gives you a little bit of an ego when you see a system that doesn't work.
I can fix that.
Yeah.
The world has to know on that day that I solved the bug.
It was me.
TikTok, everything. Trust me. So how about you?
How about me?
Tell us. You're still very early in the
my journey career. Was a mess, my angel. Okay, so comp sci was my last option.
Yeah.
I wanted to be, into the mechanical engineering stuff, construction stuff. That didn't work out, so I just said, okay, let's do comp sci. First year was traumatizing. Failed that. Came back last year, went through that. Now we're in second
Did it
year.
again.
You have to do it again. You can't give up, man. You can't give up. I feel like, especially for women in that first year, we suffer through imposter syndrome. I should not be here. Everybody else here has been coding since birth.
Yeah, since
I
they
don't
came out the
know.
womb,
I don't
they've
know what an
been
if statement is. I don't know what a while loop does. I don't know it. I don't understand
you know,
it.
after tests, like when you guys are working and everyone's just like, the stuff was
yeah,
pretty
that's
easy, man.
So it's-
That's pretty easy, man. I could have done that in my sleep. Like, no, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me too, it was more like a thing. I also wanted to be into engineering, right? I wanted to do metallurgical engineering, right? It's just that the acceptance letter came late. If it came in time, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, after that, like I think in your matric year, I think April, because Wits, it accepts you very fast after
It
you get
does.
your results very fast. So I had to kind of like wire my mind and try and find that interest in computer science, because first of all, I'm not doing any tech subject. I'm just doing my basic physics, my basic math, my basic life sciences and stuff like that. And yeah, I think I just started, obviously searching the most important thing, top 10 best paying jobs in South Africa.
You all did.
Yeah.
And, from there, I saw computer science.
Glassdoor.
We will be there.
I'm like, clock it, And then, yeah, I think from there, I started, I think it was around December. That's when I started like taking, those short courses and stuff. I didn't take them really seriously because I didn't finish them, but it was a start for me. And then when I got here, I got really traumatized, because this is the real deal, and when you hang around with other people, you start to realize that these people have been doing this for the longest of times. We did Delphi, I did IT in high school, I did this, I did that. And I'm just like, oh my God, am I in the wrong place?
Exactly.
But then again, what's the right place? So yeah, I think that was just it for me. But like, did you guys do thingy? Did you do any tech related thing?
I didn't do anything in high school, like no IT, nothing. So I was going in pretty much blind. And you spoke about imposter syndrome, and that's so real because I felt it probably in all 3 years me being at Wits. And I find what's really interesting is that if you just talk to someone else, you'll see like, oh, okay, you also don't know what's going on. Like if we all have imposter syndrome, like it's really that. And I feel like just being vulnerable with other people and like asking for help and saying, hey, like I don't know what's going on, that helps a lot.
It does. It does. It really does.
Mish?
Definitely agree that like you feel like you're a step behind. You come to class, yes, you prepare, whatever. You still feel like, wait, do I know enough? Am I supposed to be here? Because I think especially in the beginning with you starting to learn this, the second that you sort of, something doesn't go too good, your project doesn't pan out, you miss another, something like that doesn't happen the way that you want it to. You feel like, did I really like mess up by picking this? And then I think that feeling that you get when you win, you get it working, that says, okay, actually, this happiness that it gives me, maybe I am in the right.
It's like addictive, right?
Once you get it right, you're like, okay,
what's next?
You definitely forget all of that pain that went into getting it there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so how about this, guys? Did you guys like do any extracurriculars, right? And if so, how did you manage to balance that? Like if you were doing any extracurriculars, like for example, you were the head of the Wits Dev Society, right? How did you manage to do that, approach companies, forge partnerships and stuff like that, while it's also being, being at your top game in regards to academics?
Honestly, I saw, my academics and then the DevSoc stuff, not as something that was competing with each other, but as a complementary activity. Like, the academics are there and that was stressful.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, being, the head of the society and having to organize these things and network and like do a million things, I didn't see that as, okay, I have to do this and it's a task. I saw it as, okay, this is a chance for me to do something cool and fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like that mindset shift is really huge because that allows you to actually enjoy what you're doing and, you want to do it more.
Definitely, yeah.
And then obviously you just have to prioritize your week, which I never did. I find myself awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I actually was emailing like Demelia and stuff like late at night, and she'd be responding and be like, okay, cool. Yeah, that was that.
Mish?
I think that there's never a perfect balance.
Yeah.
So sometimes what would help me is just sort of what's the most important? What's the deadline? What's this thing that's coming? Is there an event that I'm attending that, because I was a member of these clubs, so also they're happening in the weekends.
Yeah.
And you stress and you do all of your assignments and you attend your classes, and weekends is sort of the time that you want to rest.
Yeah.
And so picking that, like, what's more important? Is studying for this test that's on Monday, does it trump like going out in the weekend to a talk, or stuff like that, that at least if you sort of prioritize what's ahead, what's the most important thing. And then also attending these talks for like fun, so it didn't kind of feel like a chore that was draining you. So it's like an hour or two of you doing something for you, so that when you have to sit down and study, you're there mentally because you've had your like rest, your break.
Feels like a rest.
And you're actually learning something because it's, it's still in tech and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're networking, getting to know other people, the industry and stuff.
Zaza, you do an extracurricular, right?
This is an extracurricular.
Yeah. But obviously, from what you've told us, having to like fail a year and then come back, most people would tell you like, don't take anything else. Just focus on education, because these other distractions are gonna, take you a step back.
Right.
So how are you managing it?
Managing it, I cannot say I'm managing it. I think I just go with the flow, like she said.
Yeah.
I prioritize what's most important in that moment. So let's say I have a project or an assignment. I'm like, okay, I have this assignment, but tomorrow we're shooting an episode for the podcast. Okay, quickly do this now, tomorrow. So when you get to tomorrow, you can use that time and enjoy yourself, because this is really fun for me.
Yeah.
I think I didn't expect to come into the developer society and then the committee and enjoy it as much as I do right now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like I'm working. It doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to go do this. It feels like, oh my gosh, I have to go do this, Yeah. So I think just find what's important to you, prioritize that, and then the rest will follow, man.
Yeah, like instead of saying, oh, I have to do this, it's like, okay, I get to do something.
Yeah, definitely.
Your attitude is very important.
Yeah.
You can also rely on your team. I feel like being comfortable enough to, say, hey, I need help with this. And, in filming, you guys are doing this all the time. Trust the rest of the committee, if you need a break, then take a break.
Yeah,
definitely. So I have a quick question, guys, right? You know how people keep on saying our field, the tech field, is very male dominated and stuff like that. But I know you guys know this. In class and stuff, there are still females there, a lot of them. Why is this still a paradigm? Why is this still being pushed out there that, females are not really in this field like that? Like, where do you think we're not showing up or showing off? Because we are there. People are graduating, you know. Where? Like, why do you think it's still a thing that there's no women in STEM?
I would say, I think it starts in class. In class, let's say a lecturer asks a question. The people that are putting up their hands and answering those questions is always the boys. It's always the males. I think already when you come into university, you kind of shy away because, okay, I don't know really what's going on. And then you're intimidated because Mark has been doing IT since grade 9. So he already knows what an if statement is.
And Rohan works in the same company as his father.
Exactly. He knows what an array is and all that stuff.
God.
So, and especially IDSA, people already know what a linked list does. And you're there like, oh.
It's my first time.
I don't know how to answer this question. So I think already there, that's where the disconnect is. So obviously I think it would translate into the workspace.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys can tell me.
I guess also since it's been a male-dominated field for so long. It's like we just can't get out of that mindset. It's like, oh, do I, have the capability to answer this question, or do I have the skills necessary? But you're probably thinking the same thing as the guy next to you. He just has the confidence to speak up and say
Exactly.
it. So being a woman, don't see it as, oh, I'm the only one in this room, I can't do anything. You're the start of the woman to come.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so pave the way. And I know it sounds like so cliche, but someone has to do it, right?
Yeah, and if it's you, it's you.
Yeah.
So, we had a talk here at BoxFusion a while ago. It was a She Rises event. And Charmaine Houvet came to speak to us. She said it perfectly, and I think that it's definitely stuck with me. She says that as like a woman in this field, the thing is, it's very uncomfortable to pick up your hand. For people in general, in class, anybody feels that anxiety to say, actually, wait, I don't know. Can we go back, or can you explain that, or something? Because you think that everybody knows more than you.
Yeah.
You always feel like you're a step
And if
behind.
you're wrong, you're gonna feel like they're gonna judge you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
guys.
And the thing is, she said, keep picking your hand up.
Yeah.
And that's definitely the thing, is that you have to keep picking your hand up. I think that maybe we have a bit more obstacles in our way. So as students already, we, like male and female, we already have stuff sort of setting us back because the world wants us to have experience before you even start. And there's so much that they want from you.
Yeah.
And so already also, like being a woman, you kind of feel a bit set back. And I think that when we think to ourselves, like, this is like our one life, right?
Yeah.
So maybe for 5 minutes in class, you're embarrassed to ask a question. But the point is, it helped you. And another like woman that was in the room, maybe she was also too shy to ask that question.
Yeah.
Or a guy.
Yeah.
You've helped them as well.
Exactly.
And then I think that when I see like powerful women doing things, it motivates me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you can also, like she said, be that driving force that to you it may be really uncomfortable, but you don't know how you've motivated this other woman to do it.
Exactly.
And so I think that when we stand up and we ask the questions, when we take space in a room,
Yeah.
Take up space.
yeah, that's when you feel like, okay, actually I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
If you need to prove to yourself that you've earned your space in the room, then you speak up, you talk, you're invited, people come to talk to you. Your lecturer notices you because you're the one who always asks this question.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I knew she was going to ask, so I already prepared time
Yeah.
for you to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel a little different about it, right? Because recently for the SDP project, right, I'm paired up with 4 guys, and I'm the only girl, right? And this one time in class, I actually like started checking and seeing like, are there even girls in this class? Because how do I have 4 guys in my group, you know? And I feel the difference in how they treat me. You know, it's always like they'd speak and speak and speak and speak, and then be like, how about you, Pretty? What do you think about this? I'm being singled out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But naturally, I think for them, basically, it's because they're friends, right? But then again, I just feel like it's now a thing that like, if we don't let a woman talk, you know, it's gonna act like, we're singling her out, we're not putting her in the space and stuff like that. I don't think we need to prove ourselves like that. I think we just need to exist and just do this course and study it. It mustn't be like, Pretty graduated is because she was trying to make a mark to be a woman in STEM, to show herself off. And like now it's not even just Pretty got a degree in computer science. Pretty, a woman, a Black woman, got a degree in computer science and stuff like that. And that is good, right? But that becomes like how they define me. You know, it's no longer about your talents and about
Your skills.
It's about now you're a woman.
You're a woman,
you know?
you're Black.
And then
you
other
can do
spaces, you can tell, I don't have the skills for this and stuff like that. But they want to push you into those spaces so that they try and say, there is a woman still. You guys are saying it's male dominated. What do you mean? There is a woman, but you are very, 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 very low on the pyramid, you know? So it is a nice thing, you know, to be a woman in STEM and to be recognized for it. But I feel like now it's almost like, prove yourself. You're a woman in STEM. Let's see you graduate. You know, you're a woman in STEM. Let me see you raise your hand in class. you know. But to be honest, I just don't understand. Like all of you guys that are not understanding.
It almost puts more pressure on you to perform.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that because it's a double-edged sword. I think with any type of inclusivity or diversity kind of quota or whatever, it's always going to be at some point you reach a point where you're like, okay, but there's more to me. I actually have the skill. I'm not just a woman in tech. I'm not just a diversity hire. You understand?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but just to like round it back a little bit, right? You guys graduated. Congratulations.
My dream date.
Yo, you come at the edge. What?
Just about.
Barely surviving. Oh, Wits. How did you land the job?
How did I land the
Yeah.
job? Okay, so straight out of Wits, I kind of jumped into Intellect, which is the company I'm currently working at. And they had a boot camp. So it's very similar to what BoxFusion has. So it's like a 2-3 month program where they put you in the trenches. So it'd be like an 8 to 5 of boot camp presenters, just like teaching you new things. And then at 5 o'clock, they'll say, okay, tomorrow at 8 a.m. you have a presentation for the stakeholders, build what you learned, present what you learned. And
so much pressure.
Yeah, I feel like it was a lot of pressure. It was probably the craziest time of my life. And I think I was built up from all of that stress and the pressure. I guess I was forced to learn what I had to, and I guess you're stuck in a room with a whole bunch of people who were going through the same things.
Yeah.
So we kind of relied on each other, and throughout the whole process, it was a fun thing to learn together and to get to know the job. And it's very different from camp. It's very different from Wits. I guess when you're on a group project, it's like, okay, we're just trying to get this over the line now. But now that I'm actually working, it's not about that. It's about actually writing clean, maintainable code. And like we have something in our team now it's called the Boy Scout rule. So if you have to touch a piece of code, make sure you left it better than how you found it. I never adopted that in my project. Like if it's working, I'm not touching it.
It's working, just leave it.
Yeah, so yeah, I think all of that really helped.
Was that your first choice, Intellect?
Yes. Once I found out about the company, which I actually had no idea about, it was definitely my first choice. I didn't even apply. Someone reached out to me on LinkedIn and they were like, hey, there's a position. If you're interested, I was like, okay. And I just sent through my CV and everything was kind of done for me. And I remember walking in on the open day and it just felt like, oh my God, I want to work here. Like I didn't know much about the company. I knew a little bit from when I was contacting them for DevSoc things.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the place for me ever. But I feel like the culture of the company can just change your whole opinion of things and your whole opinion of work.
100%.
Because like as soon as you walk in, there's a different vibe. Like everyone is so willing to help. Everyone is happy. There's like croissants as you like it's also cool. But yeah, it was definitely my first choice after I realized how great it was.
Graduate.
So, like she said, our programs were kind of similar, where the first, we had, I think it was 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months of pain. It was lots of like pressure and projects. But the way that we had done it was you weren't first put into teams. So as an individual, you sort of had to learn the company standards, learn the tech stack, kind of that. Then you sort of went to like group projects. You got to work with people.
Yeah.
I think that was like, maybe this was a perfect place for me because when I applied to companies, I had to learn computer science best practices. Things. So I'm there learning like data structures and algorithms to get into a company.
Yeah.
I had not touched backend. I didn't know what Swag was. I consumed API endpoints. I'd never made one.
Right.
So I came here and because it was like individual projects. So I had to learn all of this. And I think that was really amazing because so I don't know if you'll know, but I finished first for the program for the projects.
Wow.
But that to me was like crazy because I felt like I was a step behind because I'd never learned this stuff in university. So I came here and I was like, well, what is this? When we started back in, I was like, what is this supposed to look like? What are we doing here? And so that was like really cool that I got to learn so much. And like, yeah, what she's saying, but when you're working now, so much more chill. Now you're like learning best practices. You're reading like old code of like how things used to work. You're learning like what's better now, especially being around like seniors. I think when you're in university, you're just around the same people or like lecturers who's teaching you content that has been around there for a while, you know. And I think that now when you're working with people who've been in industry, you learn a lot more, like in a very like different way.
Yeah.
You learn about, oh, this is technically how things are supposed to go. It's also nice if you have like, I think mentorship is the biggest, most important thing. Literally I feel like a sponge. So anything that like my manager says, I like hold on to because he knows so much. And so it's so nice to just learn from people who's experienced lots of different things, especially if they worked in different companies, their perspective on know this for your career. So even if you don't plan to stay in the same company for much longer or for long in your career, know that like this is a standard or this is a thing that you'll carry with you.
I love that point because I feel like my favorite part about being a graduate is not knowing nearly as much as everyone else around me and my team, because every single conversation I have is a learning point for me. Yeah.
And you didn't feel like judged, you know?
No, I didn't
Obviously
at
not
all.
knowing and
I guess it really depends on the company's culture. But for me, it was like, if you didn't know, like, okay, let me show you how to do this. Let me teach you. And, you know, I think like scientifically, they say that managers feel more comfortable placing tasks on employees who ask more questions. So it's like, you know, if you don't understand something, just ask. And I learned that a lot at Intellect, and no one was ever like, oh gosh, this girl's asking another question. It was like, okay, cool, you want to learn, like I want to teach, so let's go.
And how was like I know like with companies they place you under, you know, mentorship experiences and stuff like that. How was the experience?
It was amazing. Like exactly what we've been saying. I feel like everyone, like even if you weren't directly my mentor, everyone that I just spoke to had something that I could learn from and a different experience. So like in my team, there's a tech lead who's actually, his priority is to make sure that I'm excelling and I keep growing. Then like there's a senior software engineer that I work with quite closely, and then he's always like teaching me cool stuff. The other day I learned about Mapstruct, which I never used before. Then there's like an intermediate also, and then he knows more than I do, so there's stuff to learn from there. Then there's other graduates. So I'm at my client FNB now, and they also brought in some graduates. So now there's people who came in after me, and I feel like now I'm so excited because I get to teach something now.
That's cool.
And like, does it ever bother you guys, right, when, you know, they teach you something, you know, and they're very open about it, but you just can't grasp it, you know? And how do you get back to them and still be open and be like, you know, like, this thing is chopping me? How do you get back and like, because I feel like it's a reality, you know, it is true that sometimes some of those languages are just too hard to understand, you know, and maybe you do have like a project coming up and you have to have deliverables, but you know, you are struggling. How do you get back to them and still sound like you're not dumb?
So
basically.
So on what you were saying earlier as well about how the like hierarchy of the companies having like a tech lead, stuff like that. So I think because BoxFusion is a bit smaller, we had our VP that was around. So I bugged this man a lot. So what definitely set it for me is the first thing they said to us when we joined is that we don't expect you to know everything. That's why you go into the program. Especially with me, because I felt like I know nothing. Like even when my fellow grad said I know nothing, I meant like, no, literally, I'm behind you, you know? And so when they say that, I kept feeling like, okay, so it's safe. I don't know. So now if I don't know something, I literally don't know. And you appreciate the time your mentor takes or your manager takes to explain something to you. And I think that it's not a big deal. I think that when we make things a bigger deal than it is, we stress about it too much. If you sort of give me a direction and I try it, I've put in effort, I've looked at it, you know, I'm just not getting it. I think because they're there to help you. They're literally there to see you succeed. They're there to make sure that you're flourishing, because that's why they do check-ins with you. That's why they give you feedback on your progress. I think that it's a lot better And it's a lot more brave to say, I don't know. Because if you're a grad, how can you know everything? Right? How can you know more than the senior? And I've learned so much more by keep going back saying I don't know than I have by knowing something. Even if it's something that's not even like that, like relevant for what you're going to do in industry, just random facts. Like they know, they've experienced life. They know a lot.
They know everything.
And so it's so nice to just be like, hey, I don't know. Then you're in a conversation. You've made a friend as well. So yeah, just keep asking.
It's also like you just have to get over yourself. Like for me, it was a big thing. I was someone who I like to like just quietly do something really good by myself and then show you like, oh, look what I did. And I hate asking for help. But sometimes you just have to get over yourself and like ask for help and accept that you don't know what you think you know. And that's like a confidence thing.
That's a learning curve.
I think it's just a mindset thing.
Yeah.
In life, you're always going to be learning. You're never going to stop learning. There's people that are, I don't know, 65 that are getting PhDs. There's people that have built their careers and they're like, you know what, actually, I want to go be a doctor. And you're managing a business and you're like, nah, I actually want to go be a doctor. You don't know anything. You did bio 25 years ago. You don't remember anything. So obviously you're going to start from there. So I think it's just when you leave school, because obviously school, when you soak up all that information, you kind of think, okay, I know this now. I've graduated. I'm accomplished. You're not. There's still more. You're always going to learn. Until the day you die, it's not done. Yeah,
and Anna stopped judging people. Like, you know, after I was doing my psychology class. I think it was RDA, right? Because I used to say, like, why are people still coming and studying, you know, at this age? But there was this one classmate of mine. He was 55 years old. Remember, it's a part-time class. He was 55 years old with white hair, white beard. He'd sit in front of class, like right here, and the lecturer is there. Always like this, asking questions.
Exactly.
Am I going to be like this?
That's his mentality that you need.
What if I wake up one day and I want to be a doctor? It's going to be me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But like, yeah, you know, talking about that, you know, we're women, we have ambitions, you know, it's, I don't know about you guys, but obviously this is a starting platform for you, you know, where you are right now. But where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh my God, please don't look at me.
We always get this.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, not really in 10 years, but, you know, what are some future things that you're thinking about, like, you know?
So maybe when I picture future me, I don't necessarily picture like the job or the certain type of skills. I picture like how I feel. So I feel like I'm happy. I'm confident in myself. I don't want to say established because, like we said, we're always growing. We're always hungry. We want more. We want to learn more. We want to be more. So I think not just a woman, a person. I see myself sort of like every time I say yes to a decision, every time I sort of overcome, like choosing to do this podcast. Very shy for me to speak. And so I can't believe I've done this, you know, and then just saying yes to more opportunities like that. I see myself as a woman who's taken control of like my life. I want something, I'm interested in it, cool, I'm going to do it. Who knows if I also decide, what if I'm going to study bio? Like, I like bio in high school. I'm doing tech for now. Like, that's what I usually tell my friends, right? Like, I'm like an honorary BA, my grads, because they're like, that's who I connect with the most. And so, like, I've always told them, like, that's why I think I pushed so hard during that, like, 4-month program. It's because this is what I'm, like, doing for now. This is what I love for now. So I think I want to keep saying yes to more stuff that just makes me happy.
Yeah.
Gave you time to
I was just actually so engaged over there. Gosh, I have no idea where I see myself in the next 10 years, but I would hope to be someone that people can trust enough to come to you know, ask for my opinion on things. I hope to have been like sort of learned enough to give them the correct opinions and to be trusted enough to do that. I guess within my company, wherever I am, to be in a space to actually make those influential decisions and just, I guess, being less hard on myself than I am now. Like, I just, like, I want to do what makes me happy. And exactly what you said, I want to say yes to whatever I want to say yes to.
And I think, it's okay to not know how your next 10 years are going to be.
Yeah.
Because in life you learn and you evolve. What if, just like you said, I want to study bio, and stuff like that. I don't think we have to feel pressurized by the society to, have our life figured out by then. I'm very ambitious. I know that in 10 years I want to have a Supra. Toyota Supra. I don't know about, career-wise or whatever.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm supposed to have a Toyota Supra in the next 10 years. And I feel like that's okay because some people are thinking, maybe you want to own a company. I want to do this. I want to do that. And yeah, maybe it comes to mind sometimes. But things change, as time goes on. Zaz,
My goals...
you're the youngest one here. How about you?
Yeah, my goals are a bit not really career focused. However, I get to my goal because my goal just needs money. I just want to travel. Exactly. There's a certain life that I want to provide for myself.
Yeah.
However I get there, it's fine.
Yeah.
As long as I have the money, it's fine. So yeah, I just want to travel.
I like an honest answer.
I'm honest.
I love money. You see that one? The money
you.
part.
Let's be honest,
it's important.
guys.
Yeah, we have to be honest. Because sometimes, yes, it is about passion, but money too.
Yeah.
Cyril's economy is bad.
Real. Oh my God. But yeah, I think as we wrap it up, I just want to ask you guys, as a panel here, what's your advice to Wits and everyone else? The women in tech, that are still being called women in tech. The ladies that can't raise their hand in class, because they feel like they're going to be judged if they ask a question and the lecturer is like, you did this before. How do you not know this?
Yeah.
The ladies that want to give up tech because they feel like it's not their place, they would rather just go and do arts or just do music. I don't know. Okay, I love music also. But like, what's your advice to them? To this girl?
I think maybe my advice is centered not just for girls, because you're right, we're more than just us. We're more than just big women. It's amazing that we are.
Yeah.
We get to look good, to feel good, and to do good. We get to do things, and I think that not just for women but for people in general, just be unapologetically yourself. I think that we're still learning who we are. You know, and so ask your question if you want to ask your question. The thing is, you're going to look back, think about when you were in school, when it's your turn to read the question or read something from a textbook. In that moment, it's the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not now 22 thinking about, I messed up that word, I messed up this or whatever. It's the same way she said, get over yourself, It is hard, but sometimes not everything you have to do has to be the biggest deal.
Yeah.
So sometimes, yes, I would love to be the woman who raised my hand and who motivated another woman to raise her hand. But sometimes I just want to be a person who's, I needed help with something, I've gotten help, I've done my thing. Sometimes you don't have to be everything all the time.
Yeah.
You have that choice of, now I want to motivate someone or help somebody because she's a woman. But also sometimes you want to be a mentor for, like, we have another intake of grads and now we're mentoring them. And so I'm not just a woman like mentor to them. I'm a mentor in general.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just, how do you feel that day? You can make a change by not just it being a woman who's made a change.
Yeah.
And just do, like we said, we all notice we want to be happy. That's what we want to be in the future. Also, planning ahead is kind of crazy because I told you I started my 4-year degree, wanting to do animation. And so like year 5, I'm in tech.
Yeah.
So I think don't have such a rigid plan that you can't change. Just know who you want to be, what you want to be. When things start to like align like that, then you know that you're in the right space. You've asked the right questions.
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel like you said everything. But if I had to add on to that, I think a really good piece of advice that I received that I'll say now is that humility is very underrated. And that's to everyone and whatever space you're in. A nice story that I always think about is Matt Butler is the CTO of Intellect. He essentially had, the fastest career track from grad to general manager. I think it was something like 5 years, which is insane, right? And if you ask him how he did it, he will always answer, I just did the stuff that no one else wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I think looking at things like no task is beneath you. If you need to do the glue work and do the grub work, do it. And do whatever it takes for the success of your team and the success of your company. And I think you'll be surprised how far you get. And I guess I can even speak for myself. Like a few years ago, the very first year that I was in the Developer Society, I was just in the social media team. I was not very well networked. I did not know much about tech. I wasn't the strongest developer at all. I just took the pictures and I made the post and I was just happy to be there. And what I also did was the kind of behind the scenes work. Like I carried tables and chairs, and it's not because I enjoyed it, but I knew like it had to be done. And when I was told that, they'd like me to be the next head, that I was kind of caught by surprise. And when I asked why, it was, like you did the stuff that needed to be done. So I think just like stay humble and stay true to yourself, and don't forget that, someone has to do it. So do it.
I think that was amazing. No, I'm joking. But thank you actually so much for just coming and sharing your experiences with us. I think everyone that's in this room and everyone watching, if you are a woman, but before a woman, you are a human. Exactly. So everyone that is watching this, I hope you learned something. I hope you took something from it. And whatever it is that you learned, I hope that it stays with you forever. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys. We love you.
Bye.
Oh.